Ito yung mga grounds. Ayan, Article 1, failure to properly account for the 125 million Office of the Vice President confidential funds in 2022. Nakakaloka, 'di ba ito ano pa 'to, meron pa 'to hanggang February 2025 to be addressed by the Office of the Vice President. So wala pang conclusive na finality, wala pang finality 'to, itong 125 million na confidential fund. And also, sa 125 million, 72 million na lang ang issue diyan at subject ng notice of disallowance. So why are they questioning the 53 million that is already cleared? Si Article 1 pa lang, 'di ba? Article 1 pa lang, parang mali na 'to. Tapos unutilized funds is a culpable violation of Constitution. Oh my God, ang sakit sa ulo nito. Sobrang comedy. Diba, these are the valid questions and I think that should be answered by Quadcom. Okay, unang tanong dyan, kayong mga nandyan sa Quadcom, i-address ninyo yung mga access to grind ninyo kay PRRD. Ikaw, J. Kong Hoon, pinangalanan ka bilang drug lord, na dapat nga isasampahan ka na ng kaso sa ombudsman. Why don't you explain na may nasampahan ka ba ng kaso sa ombudsman? Anong nangyari? Anong stand mo sa drugs, sa Subic, sa Zambales? You should answer that because those are legitimate issues. Ikaw, Pam Zamora, yung Nickel Asia na bumili ang mga government, ang mga GOCCs ng share at nalugi ang mga government shares sa inyo. Don't you think you have to explain that? Joel Chua, sa distrito mo, napakaraming flood control projects ang na-receive mo. Does it have something to do with you chairing the Committee on Good Governance and Public Accountability? Ang dami mong flood control projects. JJ Suarez, you have tons and tons of graft and corruption cases. At kumuha ka pa ng clearance in which kinwestiyon ka rin ng media na yung clearance mo ay mukhang hindi totoo. Why don't you answer those questions? Dong Gonzales, you have 615 million graft case in 2023 filed against you by a barangay captain in Pampanga. Ba't hindi nyo ina-explain yan? I mean, these questions, when asked and thrown on the, and thrown on your way, dapat po sinasagot niyo yan. Hindi kayo nagbabanta. Dapat nga by now, kayong mga nandyan sa Congress, dahil sa 5,500 flood control projects na pinagmamalaki ng administrasyon na ito, pero hindi naman nakaka-alleviate ng problema sa baha ng bansa. Hindi ba dapat nag-request na kayo dito ng flood control project audit? Saan ba ito nagkakamali? Lalong-lalo na yung mga nasirang mga tulay, nasirang mga flood control projects, mga riprap na parang biskwit nung bumaha, na wala man lang mga bakal sa loob. Hindi ba dapat nag-iimbestiga na kayo dyan? Hindi ba dapat doon yung ginagamit yung kapangyarihan ninyo? So please, tantanan nyo kami when you say, ay, iimbestigahan namin kasi minamalayin kami. Talaga ba? Wala bang kahit anong legitimate question yung mga vloggers hurled against you? Kaya hindi nyo ina-address? You don't even recognize vloggers, pero nare-recognize nila pagka dinadaot-daot kayo. Ano ba gusto nyo gawin sa amin? Maging cheering squad ninyo. Diba? That's just so unacceptable. I'm so sorry, but that is just so unacceptable. Ayun. Okay, well, anyway, ang tawag dito, di ko alam kung babalik pa si Sas. Ayun, wait lang Di ko alam kung babalik pa si Sas, pero puntahan na natin yung, puntahan na natin yung Yung impeachment impeachment articles. Yung impeachment na final against Inday ay 24 articles daw yun. 24 articles siya. Pagkatapos, nakahati sa, ito yung mga grounds. Culpable violation of the Constitution and of graft and corruption, bribery and, culpable violation of the Constitution, betrayal of public trust, and other high crimes. Ayan. And other high crimes. Teka, hindi ko makita yung page 1. Teka ha, sorry. Kasi page 1. Kanina ko nga nakita yun. Mahal kong Pilipinas yata. Pag-usapan natin to. Ang weird dito, kanina I mentioned na yung purpose ng pagbuo ng Committee on Good Governance and Public Accountability, yung purpose ng pagbuo nun really is to find grounds para ma-impeach si Inday. Ang nakakaloka dito, dahil hindi pa naman tapos, wala pang final report yung Committee on Good Governance and Public Accountability, which actually deals with the budget utilization of the Office of the Vice President. Hindi pa tapos yun, hindi pa yun nakukonclude. So, hindi pa conclusive yung mga, hindi pa conclusive yung mga, mga kiniklaim nila na maling nagawa ni Inday, ganyan. Pero, itong si Rep. Sedenya, nag-file na. Ay, ito pala, ito. Shinare ko pala yung sa, ang tawag dito, News 5, ayan, okay. Ayun. So, ito yung mga grounds. Ito yung mga grounds. Ayan. Article 1, failure to properly account for the 125 million Office of the Vice President confidential funds in 2022. Nakakaloka. 'Di ba ito, ano pa to? Meron pa to hanggang February 2025 to be addressed by the Office of the Vice President. So wala pang conclusive na finality. Wala pang finality to, itong 125 million na confidential fund. And also, sa 125 million, 72 million na lang ang issue dyan at subject ng notice of disallowance. So why are they questioning the 53 million that is already cleared? Si Article 1 pa lang, di ba? Article 1 pa lang, parang, mali na to. Mali na to. Di ba? Eh, yung 125 million, wala namang problema dun eh. Sa 53 million, wala nang issue yung 53 million na yun. Bakit sinasabi mo pa rin 125 million? Dishonest, no? Dishonest. So, article number 2, failure to account for over 650 million for additional OVP and Department of Education, confidential and intelligence funds in 2023. Kung 2023 ito, tapos sinasabi nila ngayon na failure to account, anong basis nila? Anong basis nila? I'm pretty sure, ang tawag dito? Kung 2023 yan, di 2024, gagawan pa lang ng report ng COA. Naka-release na ba yung Naka-release na ba yung audit report ng COA on the Vice President? Teka lang ha. COA. Punta tayo ha. Kasi kung hindi pa naman siya available, bakit yung problema to? Ay. Ito. Annual audit report. Sige, ito. Ito, annual audit report. Hanggang 2023. Ayan, nakikita nyo ba? Ito, meron na yung Office of the Vice President. Teka ha. Ito yung ayan. Ito yung audit ng executive summary ng audit ng Office of the Vice President for 2023. So the auditor rendered an unmodified opinion of the fairness of presentation of the financial statements of OVP as of December 31, 2023. The audit covered accounts and operations, a certain level of assurance that may be placed, determine propriety of transaction, recommend agencies improvement, determine the extent of okay. So, unmodified opinion. So, unqualified opinion din yan eh, di ba? Ayan, cash advances. Hinahanap ko kung lalabas ba dito yung issue on the confidential fund eh. So, purely operational lang siya. Wala na, hindi naman na-flag dito yung ano. Or it is going to be a special report. Baka special report, no? Baka special report. But anyway, ayun na nga. So, parang, okay. Office of the President, na audit na ba to? 2023? Okay. So, naglabasan na rin pala yung mga 2023. Okay, in fairness. Ayun. Anyway, so yun na nga. So, yun yung second nila na issue. Pero I doubt na paano nila nalaman na hindi, wala namang mention din dun sa audit report ni Inday na ganon. Paano nila nalaman na 650 million for additional OVP and DepEd Confidential and Intelligence Fund. Teka lang, balikan ko yung DepEd. Kung merong DepEd. Yung DepEd hindi pa siya tapos. Yung DepEd wala pa. Ang meron lang sa DepEd na audit, Early Childhood Care and Development Council, National Book Development Board, at saka National Council for Children's Television. So wala pa yung DepEd as agency. Yung DepEd as DepEd. So ito pa lang yung na-audit. Pero doon sa kanilang Article 2, may failure to account na agad. Paano magkakaroon ng failure to account? Wala pa kang audit yung DepEd. Di ba? Wala pa nakita nyo, di ba? Ayun, Article number 3, refusal to attend budget hearings and answer questions regarding the OVP and DepEd budgets, violating the constitutional system of check and balance. Alam mo yung magandang question yan? Is a government official is a government official required to attend all legislative inquiry without any other option? Should they attend a legislative inquiry no matter what? Ganon. Kasi kung kunwari sinabi ng presidente, wag mag-attend. ba? Refusal, sinabi nga niyang nile-let go na niya sa Congress ang desisyon ng budget. Pumunta nga siya, mga bobong correct. Yung pag-attend ng resource person, di ba in-explain to, maganda explanation dito ni Attorney Neil Attorney Neil Abayon. Sabi niya, yung legislative inquiry kasi, ang purpose niya is really to inform the legislature and enlighten them on certain aspect of legislation that they want to tackle. So therefore, pagka pinapunta mo siya, yun yung treatment sa kanya na parang you want us to be enlightened kung ano yung gusto namin gawin, yung mga bagay na alam mo, i-share mo sa amin para makapag-decision kami intelligently doon sa aming legislative agenda. Ganon. Etong si Inday, pagdating doon sa budget niya, ang sinabi niya na, ito yung, hindi ko na to i-defend. Ito na yung budget namin, ito yung kailangan namin, ito yung proposal namin. Kung ika-cut ninyo, i-cut ninyo. Hindi na namin yan i-defend. Are they saying na yung pag-defend dun sa budget ay dapat mandatory at dapat walang choice kundi dapat i-defend yun? Ganon. Kasi na-deprive ba ni Inday yung legislature na hindi magawa yung function nila just because hindi umattend si Inday? Hindi rin naman. Kasi nga, ang stand niya, ito yung kailangan namin pera, pero kung hindi niyo ibibigay, okay lang din. So, does that deprive the legislature the right to approve the budget or deny the budget or to slash the budget? Hindi rin naman di ba? Ayun, pero interesting no, kasi magiging guidance yan for future hearing kung paano yung magiging approach nila. Wala bang choice? Kailangan bang mag-attend siya? Kapag hindi ba nag-attend ang isang resource person, does that make the legislature unable to perform their duty? Hindi naman, di ba? Ang magsasuffer yung agency. Ay, hindi ka nagpunti. O hindi ka nang bibigyan ng pera, hindi ka nagpunti. Pero yung decision is still ultimately with the legislature, with the House of Representatives. Kaya approve nyo, i-approve nyo. Kung hindi nyo i-approve, hindi wag nyo i-approve. Ganun. Ayun. Misuse of 2.735 billion confidential fund as Davao Mayor. Oh my God! Paano naging misuse? Ano kaya mga proof nila dito? Attempted to again request 500 million and 150 million for DepEd and OVP confidential intelligence for 2024. Hindi po krimen. Hindi po violation ng Constitution at hindi graft and corruption yung mag-request. You can request any budget. I mean, naku, Diyos ko po, sobrang grabe to. Sobrang binobobo tayo nitong mga to. Sobrang binobobo tayo nitong mga to. Is the 500 million and 150 million part of the National Expenditure Program for 2024? If the answer is yes, so it means it received the approval of the DBM and the President. Kasi kung ilalagay, ang unang justification ng mga opisina ng executive ay dapat aprubahan yan ng DBM at ng Presidente para mailagay sa National Expenditure Program na magiging basihan ng mga budget bills. So, nakita niyo po kung paano tayo binobobo dito sa mga articles of impeachment na to. So, pag nag-request ka, violation agad ng Constitution and graft and corruption, then why did you not include another impeachable officer, which is the President? Kasi bumayag siyang ilagay sa NEP yan eh. Bakit hindi niyo isama yung Presidente? Ayun, left DepEd with 12 billion in disallowances and suspensions. Diyos ko po, ano pong ahensya ng gobyerno na walang disallowances at suspension na hindi nakaranas ng disallowances and suspension? So, bakit walang mga impeachment, lalo na kung impeachable officer yan? Kunwari ang COMELEC, yung mga impeachable officers. Yung president, okay, yung mga justices ng Supreme Court, wala ba silang disallowances? Yung members of the Constitutional Commission like COMELEC, Commission on Audit. Wala ba ombudsman, wala bang disallowances sa ombudsman? Or notice of suspension? Bakit 'to naging ano, culpable violation of the Constitution? Sobrang petty. Ano ba 'to? Sobrang petty. Teka lang, Ayan, nearly 7 billion in unliquidated cash advances during her time as DepEd Secretary. Unliquidated cash advances. Magkano yung unliquidated cash advances sa DepEd bago maging DepEd Secretary si Inday? Leaving over 15 billion DepEd unutilized funds in 2023. Rig bidding for laptops and other electronic devices in DepEd. Hindi naman time ni ano yan eh, hindi naman time ni Inday yung nagkaroon ng problema sa laptop sa DepEd eh. Tapos unutilized funds is a culpable violation of Constitution. Oh my God, ang sakit sa ulo nito. Sobrang comedy. Ayun. Cash advances are already liquidated, sabi ni Tio. Hi, Tio. Kahit yung pinklawan na kuha dati, disagree sa ginawa ng HOR in interview ni Gretchen Ho. Ayun. Article 10, amassing 111 million in personal accounts and hundreds of millions in joint accounts with her father. Oh my God, ito yung kay Trillanes. So, may rin to, may Trillanes element rin to. May hand si Trillanes dito. Kasi para mapasama yung Article 10 na yan, so ibig sabihin, part si Trillanes nito. Well, nagko-call naman talaga si Trillanes ng impeachment ni Inday. Meron siyang statement na hindi na raw talaga po pwedeng maging, kumbaga parang nakakarima rin daw ang thought na presidente si Inday Sara, ganyan. Sa isang banda, naiintindihan ko si Trillanes kasi talagang, magsisend talaga ng shiver down his spine kapag ka naging presidente si Inday. I really want to, I really want to know what Trillanes is going to do if once Inday becomes president. Kakaripas ng takbo yan si Trillanes, I swear. Article 11, engage in bribery and or unexplained receipts of funds from known drug personnel. Tangina! Ano? Fail to report and reflect the subject bank deposit as well as her insurance and investment accounts in her SAL-N. Fail to report and reflect bank deposits. Bakit hindi nila nilabas to nung una pa lang? Illegal practice of law while serving as Vice President, violating Article 7, Section 13 of the Constitution. Grabe, no? Betrayal of public trust, abandoning duties during Super Typhoon Karina, leaving for Germany in the midst of crisis. Di ba si Mama Lenny, yung bagyong Nina, meron siyang schedule na trip sa US at pinili niyang pagpa-US kasi naka-schedule na daw yun. My God. Oh, Diyos ko. Failure to condemn Chinese aggression in the West. No? Para siyang high school na away. Puro conclusions of law, sabi ni Rudy Padilla. Kaputahan ang Ang nakakatawa dito, yung congressman na nag-sponsor nito, this is going to be put under your name forever. You will be known. You will be known as the idiot who filed this impeachment case. Tapusin lang natin tong grounds pang iba. Direct involvement in extrajudicial killings through Davao Death Squad during her terms as mayor. Made an implied threat against individuals who intended to attend the third State of the Nation address. Yung yung designated survivor. Article 17, designated survivor, yung remark niya na designated survivor. Putang ina, walang pipirma dito. Or kung may pipirma dito, lahat ng pipirma dito na congressman, your name is going to be attached in this dumb, really, really dumb impeachment complaint. Gross incompetence and dereliction of duty during her second term as Davao City Mayor despite access to ample resources. Yung gross incompetence and dereliction of duty. Natapos niya na yung term niya. Mga bakla. If there is really a dereliction of duty, tingin niyo mananalo si Baste na mayor after ni Inday Sara? Tingin niyo pipiliin pa rin sila ng tao? Mananalo pa ng vice president yan kung merong gross incompetence. Just, tangina. Magagalit dito si BBM at saka si Martin Romualdez sa Makabayan Block. Enabling and protecting fugitive Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, accused of human trafficking and child abuse. Throwing a tantrum and acting like a spoiled brat. When 75 of her security contingent were recalled in spite of still having 35 soldiers and 45 officers as security contingent. Throwing a tantrum. Tangina. Eh di dapat pala nung ikaw ang tawag dito, nag-iiyak-iyak at nagwawala ka Leila de Lima dun sa Congress? Di ba nag-iiyak ka noon, yung aarestuhin ka, tapos nag-iiyak ka? Dapat pala nakulong ka ng habang buhay, no? If that is a ground to be removed sa isang, if that is considered high crime, dapat nakulong ka na. Teka, De Lima arrest, House of Representatives. De Lima arrest, House of Representatives. Teka lang ah. Teka. Teka lang ah. Naalala niyo yun? Yung nagtatatarang si De Lima sa House of Representatives? Ito. Ayan, ito. Thanks, Rappler. Ayan. Wait lang ah. Ito.
Ako maakas. Hindi ko si Leila de Lima. Hindi ko ako pinalaki ng tatay ko na maging tuwag. Tama na! Hulihin niyo na ako ngayon! Hindi naman talaga gusto niyo! Ikunin niyo na ako ngayon! I'm here! Do what you want to me, Mr. President. I'll wait for you.
O, diba? Ay, hindi ba hindi ba yun throwing a tantrum? Hindi ba yun throwing a tantrum? Noong time na yon? Hulihin niyo na kayo, di ba nagagano pa siya? Meron siyang dyan yung video, yung hulihin niyo na ako! Yung nag-ano pa siya. Hindi ba yung tantrum, Leila Dili? Eh, dapat pala at that point, kinulong ka na ng habang buhay kasi high crimes eh. High crime yung pagtatantrum. 'Di ba? Dapat pala hinuli ka na noon pa lang. Ayun. Unexplained wealth as reflected in her SALN from 2007 to 2017. So inulit lang nila yung Article 10. Inulit lang nila yung wala na, ano ba to? At this point, talagang wala na silang maisip, no? Inuulit-ulit. Receipt of substantial funds from drug personality directly affecting moral fitness to continue serving as VP. public meltdown in October 2024, revealing her psychological incapacity and lack of mental fitness to continue holding her office. Ito yung ano, yung sa relo, yung isa daw sa kinabusitan niya kay BBM, yung humingi ng relo na PMAer na, why would I give this to you? Yon. Tapos sabi ni Inday na, don't you know that this guy is going to die for you? Pagkatapos parang papahiyain mo lang na ganyan, parang gusto raw niyang pilipitin yung leeg ni BBM. Ayun. Impeachment ground, my God. Impeachment ground. Second meltdown in November 24, admitting that having contracted an assassin to kill high-ranking officials should her life be endangered. Howing the depths and or extent of her mental incapacity, her depravity, and lack of mental fitness to continue holding the office. Nakakaloka. Nakakaloka. I think, I don't think BBM and Martin are going to approve of this impeachment. I'm pretty sure at the end of the day si Martin at saka si Martin at si BBM, si Martin at si BBM, at the end of the day I'm pretty sure gusto nila na mawala si Sara. In fact, I receive from my alitap-tap. Ang sabi nga was to end this Sara in December. May sa akin, puting ahas sa akin na yun daw yung subject ng mga meetings nila. Pero kung ganito, ito yung mga challenge nung mag-forward ng impeachment complaint. How can you justify those articles of impeachment? Ano doon ang sa tingin ninyo ang mag-hold ng water at merong senador na itataya ang liig at boboto in the affirmative na yes, that is betrayal of public trust, culpable violation of the Constitution, or that's a high crime. Ang laki ng problema nila dito. Hindi na to magfo-forward. Parang hindi na to. They are going to lose 1 year. Kasi pagka nag-file ka ng impeachment, you cannot file impeachment again after. May ban na 1 year. May ban na 1 year. So, pakita ko lang ko yung mukha nung lalaki nung nag-sponsor na congressman dito. Papakita ko lang yung mukha niya. Ito siya. Siya yung nag-sponsor ng impeachment ni Inday. As in, seriously? You want your name attached in that silly impeachment, and it's gonna be attached to your name forever. Ang sabi ni Atty. Libayan, no sweat, may impeach na si VP pag nagtuloy-tuloy. We need to make friends daw kay BBM, sabi ni Atty. Libayan. Kaso, Inday is not gonna make friends with BBM anymore. Ganon. Hindi ganon si Inday. May paninindigan si Inday. So kung i-impeach nyo si Inday, based on these grounds, I don't think this might be the pivotal moment for a lot of Filipinos. Kasi Atty. Libayan, hindi lahat ng tao ay a-accept na valid yung mga grounds na yun. You are a lawyer, alam mo kung gaano kasili yung mga grounds na yun. Sa level ng mga kongresista, sino dito ang sobrang low na papayag na i-attach yung pangalan nila doon sa mga articles na yon? Na mag-a-agree sila na, ayan, lahat ng yung mga articles na yan, agree ako. I-impeach si Sara based on that ground. That's the first challenge. O sabihin na natin na nabayaran sila at nabigyan sila at nag-proceed yan. You think the Filipino people or the military is going to accept that those kind of things are really impeachable? You think the Filipino people who voted for Inday, the 32 million, will just accept that these are valid grounds for Sara to be removed? Eh kami naglagay sa pwesto diyan eh. 'Di ba? Tapos ang malupit nito, pag nakarating kunwari for some stroke of luck, let's say nagkaroon na ng matinding tawaran at nagkaroon na ng nagkaroon na ng bilihan ng boto diyan or nagkaroon na ng mga concession diyan sa iba't ibang mga kongresista, do you think na yung pera na yung mga senador pagdating ng trial at i-convict si Inday, merong senador na lalabas na i-convict na siya si Inday, na itataya nila ang leeg nila at i-convict si Inday base doon sa mga grounds na yun na pinresent. I think this impeachment complaint filed today is good for Inday. It is good for Inday. If they're going to push it, it's going to cause stir sa men in uniform, sa civil society. Maraming magagalit. And even yung mga tao na hindi naman maka-Inday, I don't think they will agree. If you're just reasonable enough to understand kung ano yung fair, kung ano yung just, I don't think you will allow this impeachment proceeding to go through. So ngayon, kung kunwari na magtutuloy ito, napakataas ng risk na magagalit mo ang sambayan ng Pilipino. Kasi ang tangi. So yun yung first one. Ang challenge, makakapagpapayag ka ba ng mga kongresistang pipirma dyan? O let's say nabayaran, nakamove ka. So makukuha mo ba ang boto ng mga senador at papayag sila na ilatag ang leeg para i-convict si Inday dito sa na to? That's the first very, very huge challenge. That's the first one na challenge na kailangan nilang i-address. Second, kung sakaling tumuloy yan, mag-next step yan or whatsoever, magdadala to ng sangkaterbang galit sa mamamayan. And probably the unifying factor could serve as a unifying factor sa mga tao. It could serve as a unifying factor na lalo na yung mga ayaw pang lumabas, ayaw pang magkalsada, ganyan. Tangina, kung ikaw may impeach ka dahil spoiled brat ka, ano yun? Ano yun? Ano yun? 'Di ba? Nakakaloka. Ngayon, kung sakaling itutuloy nila yan hanggang dulo, at aanuhin nila si Inday, i-vote out nila si Inday, talagang i-convict nila at para hindi na makatakbo si Inday sa kahit anong government office, I don't think people are going to take it sitting down. And I don't think Inday Sara doesn't have the ammunition to fight back. She has the ammunition to fight back. Lalo na sa'yo, Mark. Lalo na sa'yo. Ayun. So, yung yung please do not process impeachment, yung sinasabi ni Bongbong na, ay kayo sa House of Representatives, huwag nyo i-process yung impeachment. Tapos sila Martin, yung press conference nila kaninang umaga na, ay hindi namin alam, ganyan-ganyan. Pero kung meron, sige, ipaprocess namin, ganyan-ganyan, because we're duty bound to do so, ganyan-ganyan. They were building China wall, na para kunwari hindi nila alam. Kasi nga, they don't have full control of Kamatayan Block eh. They do not have control with Risa Ontiveros, with Leila de Lima, ito sila Arlene Brosas, Franz Castro, ganyan. Wala silang control dyan kasi masyado eh. So kaya dinidistance nila yung sarili nila para kunwari hindi nila alam. Ayun. Or siguro baka alam nila, hindi nila mapigil, pero nakita nila yung grounds, lats to. Ganon. So paano kaya nila pagboboto-botohan yan? Diyos me. Paano nila pagboboto-botohan yan? Di naman impressive. Ayun. Mas maganda yung impeach. It is the easiest way na maghiwalay ang Mindanao, sabi ni Kets. Yes. Ayun. Anyway, siya, sige, samahan niyo ako dito at magkwentuhan tayo ng mga ilang oras before ako Ayan, a little too late. Plastic noong hindi umubra ang script at gurgur strategy nila. Wait daw, stop muna, regroup muna. Baka ano lang yun eh, baka nakinig lang yun sa payo ni Juan Ponce Enrile na i-de-escalate. Kaso nga lang, kasi syempre, you're just addressing the moment. Eh sa trajectory ng ano ninyo, sa trajectory ng ginagawa ninyo, hindi naman mukhang magde-de-escalate ang government eh, ang Bongbong administration eh. G na G talaga sila kay Inday Sara, lahat ng resources ng Bongbong administration ginagamit laban kay Sara. 'Di ba? Nabigyan kasi ng pondo ni Haring Crocs kaya hindi makontrol. Ayun, the organic is already tested last November 30. The problem are those who have vested interest who do not want to join EDSA People Power Sub. Ano yan ang tawag dito? It will take time. Hindi sa hindi gustong mag-join or whatsoever. Meron din kasi you have to also respect the differences of people. Kaya nga hindi naman yan mangyayari ng agad-agad. At saka huwag kayo kasing masyado mataas yung expectations na isang call lang, EDSA, pagkatapos mo-overthrow. Wala namang ganun. Wala namang ganun. So, I think you have to respect the differences of the people. I am not, I am not favor doon sa, hindi kailangan, ang tawag dito, dapat ganito yung gagawin. Yung ganun. Kasi hindi naman, unang-una, organic nga yan eh. Wala naman talagang, wala naman talagang parang very strong committee na naghahawak ng kung ano man nung nangyari doon sa, doon sa EDSA. So ngayon, people will join, people will not join, respect the differences. Kaya nga dapat, magkaroon ng singular message. Ano ba yung gustong mangyari? Ano ba yung gustong ano ba yung gustong ipaglaban? Ganon. Ayun. And for me, any movement that would espouse the same call is a good movement. 'Di ba? Hindi natin dapat pinag-aaway yung magkakakampi. Dapat hindi gano'n. Dapat hindi gano'n. So, sa akin 'no, at saka advice ko sa inyong lahat, hindi niyo dapat ikasama ng loob na, sige merong movement dito, merong movement diyan, merong ano. Kasi kagaya nitong last 1 week, tatlo yung event diyan eh, sa veteran, sa EDSA, at saka sa Liwasang Bonifacio. Dapat ka bang ma-disappoint or dapat ka bang magalit doon sa fact na iba-iba ng lugar? No. Wag kayong pumunta doon. Wag kayong pumunta doon. Wag kayong pumunta doon sa away-away na bakit watak-watak? Dapat dito tayo, dapat nasa isa. Lahat ng movement, if it's calling for the same thing, is a good movement. Ang challenge is how are we going to unify it? 'Di ba? At pagka gusto nating i-unify, hindi dapat mag-away-away. 'Di ba? Huwag yung awayin yung 'di ba? Hanapin natin yung common ground. Yun yung dapat na yun yung I think that's the better attitude. Ganun. Ayun. Ayan. Siya sige na akyat na kayo at andiyan yung yes, Joey, ako umuwi ng North. Kinausap ko mga pamilya ko to ask them what they understand. I did my part to inform them the real issue. Wala ako sa EDSA. As a North ako, telling them all I know, sabi ni Miss Arwana. Correct. Ayun. Ayan. Set aside differences muna, unite for a common goal. Correct. So any movement that will espouse the same goal, same purpose, is a good movement. Ganyan, 'di ba? Mas maganda kanya-kanyang lugar, sabi ni Bangs Katuisa. Yeah, sa totoo lang strategically mas okay nga 'yun eh. Kung saan kayo malapit, punta kayo doon. You allow people to get used to going out, 'di ba? Kasi matagal 'yan. Matagal 'yan bago mag-percolate. Ganon. Ayun. Tandaan mo simula December 7, ayan na, ito na, may mga nagsisipag-akyatan na. Ayan. Hosha, unahin natin. Matapang Pinoy, device disconnected ka. The biggest move we need to do, never vote those who are allied with them. Those congressmen and senator, this election clean the Congress and Senate. Porto Maporte. Ala, nasa Matapang, ayan. Hello, Matapang Pinoy.
Yes, hello. Hello,
Hello.
Joey.
Yeah,
hi. Actually, I tried the last time pero hindi ako nakapag-connect dahil it seems to be first time kung maalala mo. Hindi, iyan ko lang, i-conject ko lang dun sa sinasabi mo a while ago. Kasi I've been monitoring yung events from the day na nagano yung sa EDSA, then the dun sa veteran, tapos dun sa dito sa EDSA kasi merong meron lang nagkamali na nagbanggit ng ng ang tawag dito ng word or something na negatively. Parang yun ang nag-ignite na nagkaroon ng ng parang differences in a way na kasi kung titingnan mo from the start maganda naman yung ng group, maganda yung intention, maganda yung kaya lang parang yung anong hinahanap ng vlogger na yon, why he need to put some remarks or give some remarks about that parang tapos meron pa siyang connecting na I'm gonna do this, then mayroon pa may political pa siya nasabi niya na yung inaano yung boto, yung kandidato hindi ko susuportan, something like that, parang hello, parang yung pinag-uusapan natin currently yung situation ng mga problema na di ba?
Parang naging kampanya yung dating ganon.
Hindi nagbitaw siya ng word na which is unnecessary on that kumbaga
on that event. Kumbaga parang out of topic, hindi dapat
kasalukuyan na kasi nagkikita tayo ng mga fellow Pilipino natin. Tapos
siguro na lang rin natin kasi nga parang since organic nga yung event, hindi naman nabibrief yung mga tao kung ano yung sasabihin. Baka pwede na rin naman na nating palampasin yun. It's a lesson for all of us kasi kumbaga parang yun rin yung isa sa mga dapat na pag-isipan natin, no, na kapag siguro meron tayong ganitong mga event, dapat yung ating mensahe mas malinaw at tapos hindi na dapat na, 'di ba, yung hindi na dapat yung para patamaan pa yung isa't isa or 'di ba?
Yeah, correct. Kasi dapat na-maintain yung yung goal at saka ng tawag dito. Kung ano talagang hinahanap natin na solusyon or something na doon sa movement natin. Kasi upon letting go ng words na yun para okay, we can put it.
Parang may mga tumaas ng kilay, ganon.
I mean,
parang ganon.
It seems for my personal view, parang it's unnecessary because you're inviting and in the other way around, you're something like dividing other
kumbaga may elemento ng divisiveness yung mensahe, parang ganon.
Precisely. Kaya parang parang okay. So what's the goal of this individual really? To parang okay, may momentum, may but you need to maintain, but that kind of remarks, it doesn't give any
it's unnecessary, tama ka, no?
It doesn't give any
uncalled for. It is uncalled for
unless nag-brought out yung something na ano ba yung intention talaga ng individual na yon to give a remarks na extending na magpapanggit pa siya na yung kandidato niyo something like parang wait, may mga elected political na tayo, leaders na why don't they call or why don't they call on those individual leaders na they can give solution to the issue, something like that. Parang
yun nga kasi parang kumbaga let's take it na lang na kasi nga organic yung event. So kumbaga parang hindi naman yan yung talagang parang napaghandaan yung speech or nasala yung mga speech. So kumbaga parang sa isang unorganized na event, medyo meron talagang mga ganon-ganon na no. Meron talagang mga ganon-ganon na eksena. Pero kagaya nga ng sinabi ko, ang tingin ko at ang mas makakabuti para sa ating lahat, dapat every movement that is forwarding the same goal, it should be a good movement, di ba? It should be a good movement. Dapat ganun na lang sana yung isipin natin moving forward. Let's learn from this one. Ayan.
Precisely, dapat maging example how to ang tawag dito, how to unify yung goal. At least magkaroon na hindi yung para mag-i-insert ka na ganito, parang you're not inviting in that way. Kumbaga, okay, sabihin natin meron siyang pero it's sabi mo nga it's hindi siya at that time na well so yun lang muna para at least medyo may
at least na-address na yung part na yon. Ayan. Okay, anyway, Matapang Pinoy ako. Maraming salamat. Ayan.
Thank you.
Okay. Ayan. Hello, Cochinero 1228.
Hello, may gabi.
Maayong gabi. Hello, ayan.
Taga Davao ko.
Ayan, kumusta naman po kayo diyan? At ano po ang gusto ninyong ano po ang gusto ninyong i-share?
Kami dito sa Davao, naghihintay lang kami, nagmamasid-masid, nararamdaman din namin yung paghihirap nila sa amin.
Ang laki nung event sa Davao, nung yung prayer rally niyo, ang bongga nung prayer rally niyo nung 25 yata yun?
So, ang mga conventions, imbes na dito sa Davao, na redirect to other province because hindi na dito dapat sa Davao. So anyway, as regards to Inday Sara's impeachment, gaya na sinabi ni Inday Sara, tira bahala lang sila. So, well, we trust her and we know na malalampasan din yan. And I think, parang ang feeling namin, kasabot niya si Leila de Lima, kung gumawa na lang ng gagahan. Parang nag-usap sila. Parang nag-usap
sila. Sa totoo lang. Na-firewall daw si Sas, kaya hindi siya makabalik.
Okay.
Na-firewall si Sas, kaya hindi siya makabalik. Ayan.
Yun lang. Dito, we are all...
Kung malampasan to ni Inday, itong impeachment na to, what else are they going to throw against her? Wala na. Diba?
Lahat tinapos nila Plus, wala pa siyang budget. Kaya tama sabi ni Miss Sas na ibigay niya yung 2.03 billion na budget kay until 2027 o 2026.
Parang marami kayong i-scrutinize sa kanya. Ginagawa niyong Virgin Mary si Inday.
See?
Diba?
And the more that they're going to make Inday in the front page, lalong sumisikat. Because Inday is showing her brilliance in the first place. She's showing her intelligence.
Totoo. Kotsinero, sasagutin ko lang si Willie kasi sabi niya bakit pumayag si De Lima sa mga grounds. Napanood ko yung live ng ABS-CBN nung nandun na sila sa kasi nandun na sila sa 3:30, nandun na sila sa House of Representatives. So punta na sila doon sa office of the Secretary General ng House of Representatives, yung office ni Reginald Velasco, if I remember it correctly. So ngayon, ipa-file na nila yung impeachment. Tapos parang busy yata siya. So parang naghintay pa sila for few minutes, mga almost an hour. And then nag-live sila ulit. So nung nag-live sila ulit, si Leila de Lima na yung nagsalita. Tapos si Leila de Lima, nung nagsasalita siya kung ano yung mga grounds, ganyan-ganyan, hindi siya bili. Talagang, parang nung nakita niya yung commotion na merong commotion, ay, nandiyan na yata si Reginald Velasco. O sige na, umalis na siya. Hindi na siya, I don't think komportable si Leila dun sa mga grounds. Parang hindi rin na alam yung mga grounds. Ayun.
Nakakahiya.
Oo, nakakahiya. Pero hindi natin alam kasi baka mamaya ginugoyo-goyo tayo na pin-press release yun yung grounds. Tapos pagdating sa hearing, hindi naman pala yun.
Hindi. Kasi alam mo, kasalanan ni Leila de Lima yan. Di sana kung kinulong na niya si Duterte noon pa, wala sanang Duterte ngayon.
Tinry naman niya kasi hindi siya nanalo.
Wala nga Nung, pa yun, si HR pa siya. She has all the power, right? O di tingnan mo, nakilala tuloy si Duterte, pati anak, pati buong pamilya. Well, God is with us always. That's why binigay si Duterte sa buong Pilipinas, hindi lang sa Davao.
Ayun.